All right, folks, I wanted to welcome my next guest back to the show. An amazing MC out of the East Coast, the First Lady of Rugged Triad Records. Welcome, my friend Indigo Phoenyx. How are you, fam? How's it been?
I'm great. I'm great. Life is grand.
Oh, it's good. It's good. You guys been watching scary movies over there or what?
Of course. Anything else to be uncivilized? What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah. I went to the movies last night and I seen this preview again. I was like, man, I can't be messing with it. It's like one of the murder monster movies. And again, I thought of you again. I was like, man, I'm Indigo Phoenix would like this, but
I
hell
would
no.
love it. They've been underwhelming lately. They haven't
Oh, no
really
kidding.
been giving what they need to give as far as the scares. They've been dragging on really long and not having
Yes.
those jump factors. So they've been kind of disappointing lately. So I'm hoping to see something later this year. I see Brandy is in a scary movie from
Oh,
Bloomhouse. I'm excited to see that
okay.
one.
Yeah.
And I just saw one called Speak No Evil that's coming out in September too. So I'm excited about
I
September release.
I think that might have been it. And I saw that M. Night Shyamalan got a movie. I can't remember what the movie was. I thought it was like another scary movie too. Something down its lane, but oh man, okay, September. They got a lot right before Halloween. They got all them scary movies coming out. Perfect
Oh
timing.
yeah. You already know. Right before Halloween is the epitome of scary movie fest.
Oof, man. Well, hey, it's been a number of months since we actually got down on a session, and so man, you just have been super busy. Oh man, still pumping it out, and a lot to talk about, and a lot to catch up on in terms of album releases. And so, just I'm always amazed how you find time to like pump these albums out. Very inspirational.
Thanks. I mean, it's just because there's so much to say, and that's kind of the therapy for
Mm.
me. So also because I have producers, and
Yep.
it's on me to help highlight them for the most part. So I put out a lot of content to make sure that I highlight the people on my team for the most part, and that's
Yeah.
why I work that hard to put out as much content because I have a lot of producers. So,
Yeah.
I have to make sure that each one of them gets a project from me and
Sure.
that it's a quality project.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I wanted to start with Lucid Lingo, which you dropped in April. And that was another nice project that you did with Tuna Beats, man. I just really love the theme behind it. Do you want to talk a little bit about it before I ask you some pointed questions?
Yeah. So Lucid Lingo was actually inspired by my great grandmother.
Yeah.
I'm named after her. My name is Zilphia. Her name is Ziphia.
Yeah.
She grew up on the reservation in Cherokee, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I've always been wanting to tap into that part of my ancestry. My
Okay.
great grandfather was from Portland, Jamaica. Um, so that's kind of my background. Even that's on my mother's side, even on my father's side, um, it's Native American heritage on
Yeah.
that side as well. So, it's deeply tied into that. And I wanted to do a project that was complementary to that part of my ancestry. So
Yep.
that's where the inspiration from Lucid Lingo came from.
Yeah, that was an amazing surprise too. I was like, holy cow, I had no clue that you had some Cherokee background and ancestry in you. And so that was a pleasant surprise. And that's why I love music too, is because you get an inside look into the person's background and you just learn a lot of things. And so that was fascinating. And did you get the chance to meet your great grandmother, spend some time, or no, just
No,
all through
never
stories
got to
passed
meet
down?
her.
Okay.
Never. But my grandmother would tell me a lot of stories about her.
Yeah.
And I feel like the clairvoyant part
Yeah.
is something that I definitely got from her. My grandmother used to always tell me that she had this, the ability of premonition and vision.
Yeah.
And so that's something I have. So I feel like that passed to me as well. So that's another part of the ancestry is
Yeah.
the rituals, the meditations, and that's basically what Lucid Lingo was speaking on
Okay.
from the smokehouse rituals, where they do
Yeah.
rituals of meditation and the peace pipe, and I was just touching on some of the ceremonial things, the powwow.
Yep,
Like all
yep.
of those things are, you know, synonymous to the heritage, and that's why they were titled that way and had those nuances in it to kind of touch on it and hopefully make people go look into it and read more
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I know I did. And that's one thing too. I got to give it up to you is you're very good at, I don't, not really role playing, but being, I guess it is being in character and just channeling,
Right.
yeah, channeling yourself as that whatever theme, right? And so like, for instance, Dominic Devereaux, we got the Dominic Devereaux going on today. And so, and then I told you that last interview too. Yeah, just when you went into the, your Dominic Devereaux album, not just like, I really felt like it was that dynasty lifestyle and that character that you embodied. And so that's the same impression I got. I love the dark mystical beats that Tuna, yeah, put on this album. And did he just give you a bunch of beats and you kind of pick through them, or were they handpicked and designed one at a time? How was that?
He he gave me a bunch of these. I've been
Yeah.
waiting to do this project with Tuna for over a
Okay.
year.
Okay.
And like I tell people, sometimes projects come together in a week.
Hmm.
Sometimes I take a little longer. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure what direction we were going in with the project. And once I found the direction, and then I went back and revisited some of the older beats, and he gave me some new ones, then I put it all together based on the concept that I came up with, the sound, and how I was going to present each song and what each song was going to embody. So it's a process sometimes. Like I said with Chrome, I did that in one night because it was just easy sitting. When I heard it, I immediately
Yeah.
embodied the Dominique Devereaux, knocked that out. But then there's some projects that just take a little more time to put together because I'm just
Yeah.
very particular about beats. So with me
Yeah.
and Tuna, I was particular about the tracks and I wasn't really certain about what direction we were going in. But he
Yeah.
gave me so many beat folders. So
Yeah.
not only did I use it for this project, but he's also in like the Call Me Billy series. So I
Yeah.
used some of that for the Call Me Billy project as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about Tuna Beats, where he's from, how you guys connected? I know he's part of the family, and so I'm just curious to learn a little bit more about him.
Yeah, Tuna, he's in Cali right now.
Okay.
I actually met him through AP the Overlord a la Preem.
Okay.
So I was with Free Thinker Clan, and at the time Preem was in LA. He had linked up with him. They were working. I was on one of his lives, and Tuna just hit me in the chat in the live and
Oh,
was like,
crazy.
"Yo, I want to work with you," and
Yeah.
it just went from there. I hit him. We started out with a single, Blanco Bars, and that was
Yeah.
just a little taste of us working together. And then we've just always stayed connected, and
Okay.
he's already ready to do, like, he's like, "Yo,
Let's
let's do
do it.
something else." So we're
Yeah.
definitely going to be working on something else with a little more, because that was only four tracks, so we're going to do something a little
Yeah.
more meaty next time for
Okay.
everybody. But that was a good start as far as
Yeah. I
an
agree.
EP goes.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a very talented person, and he's got my favorite beat on that was the Ghost Pipe track. So yeah, the drums that he
Yes.
used on thing was hitting. I was like, man, that beat was hard as hell. And
The
so
production is wild because it's that
oh,
that dark nuance that I love.
yeah, yeah.
And I like to take the dark sounds and put my spin on it. So he
Yeah.
definitely embodies the
Yeah,
soundscape
yeah.
that I like.
Yeah, it's like ready for a horror movie soundtrack, man. But I
Oh
love
yeah,
it.
I'm definitely considering him when I do my horror film. He's definitely one of the people in
Oh,
consideration for the score.
are
Hmm.
you? So I know you do film too, and I know you do some screenwriting. So is that something that's on the list? You mentioned maybe a potential horror movie. Oh,
Yeah, it is
dang.
definitely on the list. I have um a few horror films written, and I'm trying to write one to incorporate my friends this year so
Okay.
that we can do one, a
Yeah.
nice budget one, but I still want it to be super scary. So I'm actually working towards that, as well as
Oh,
converting a lot of my films to books. I feel like the
fantastic.
market for books is good,
Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
like sometimes films are made from books. So if I turn the films to books and then somebody wants to make the film, then I already have the film written.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to see that. And you got to write me into the movie, dude. Hate
Oh,
sword.
I got you now. Even though you be scared, you can't be scared to be in the movie.
Like, some dude, some scaredy cat of horror movies. That'd be great. Well, I can't wait. That's exciting. I think that's a natural step for someone that you like you. That's super active and just always trying to elevate her game. So very exciting. I can't wait.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah. And so, yeah, shout out to that project that you and Tuna did. My favorite track was the Turquoise and Tourmaline. That was my favorite song. But
Turquoise and tourmaline. Yes.
yeah. Oh man. Yeah, just again, I just love you're very descriptive when you write and you're good at storytelling and again assuming that role. And so right, great project. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's just so much been going on,
I know.
and the music is always my catalyst for expressing myself and getting
Yeah.
things off of my chest without totally losing my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
love the music is definitely therapeutic, and around that time I was going through so much stuff,
Yep.
with crew and ex
Yep.
crew and all that stuff, and it was just a fact of, look, I need to get back into my spiritual bag,
Yep.
refocus on myself, tap into my ancestors and ancestry, and back into my abilities and power, and not even be pressed about what other people had going on. So for the most part, that's where that inspiration comes from, because you draw inspiration through the ancestors. Like,
Yeah.
they have guided you, they brought you here, and you owe it to them to make them proud, and do what you need to do and represent that culture.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had really fell short on tapping into that part of me. And a lot of people, for the most part, like you said, don't know that part of me because I've
Yeah.
never spoken on it.
Yep. Yeah, and so, and here's another thing too is that, I always tell you that you are super prolific and you always got something going on and multiple
Thank
things.
you.
And so, do you ever feel like stress though that you're juggling 5 projects? I mean, there's only, yeah, I mean, I know a handful of people who do that and can do it easily. I myself am not one, but I feel like you are very good at juggling multiple projects at one time. But does it ever get stressful though, or do you ever feel the pressure? Or nah?
No, not really.
Yeah, yeah. Because you're writing, you're curating, you're making music, doing art. So I'm just always impressed. I really am.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
don't really ever feel, honestly, the angst of it. I work better under pressure
yeah.
for the
Okay,
most part. So that's the plus in that. I never really take on more than I feel I'm able to do.
okay.
That's another thing. So multitasking has always been a big part of my personality in
Sure.
business. Like, I've ran companies, I've worked as management I've ran 4 branches of a mortgage company. So the ability to multitask and do many things at one time is definitely a skill I
Yeah.
feel I've mastered. So
Nice.
when I say that I do these things and I drop these 10 or 7 projects a year with ease, it's done with ease for sure. I'm good, I'm
Smooth.
comfortable, I'm relaxed. I've taken a long break from recording. It's
Yeah.
either I'm in the mood, like I told you, sometimes I'm not in the mood, or
Right.
I'm in the mood, but I know when to rest and I know when it's time to, really grind out and put out the content.
Yeah, I love it, and yeah, it's clearly evident, and I just enjoy and love watching people who can do and juggle that those kind of responsibilities and needs. I got another buddy that's really good at it. So yeah, I just like it, consistency and you getting stuff out and yeah, no breaks. So be smart
No
about it.
breaks. And I was in the hospital for the most part earlier this year. So it's
Yeah,
like I had 3 heart procedures and I was still in the hospital getting beats from my producers. I was laid in the bed writing. I was
yeah,
organizing the projects in the hospital. I mean, I didn't have anything else to do. I was in the hospital bed. So
yeah,
it's like, I was keeping my mind preoccupied even with
yeah.
the music and it just doesn't stop. Like music is my happy place. So it's
That's
not
it.
like work for me. So that I
Therapy.
think that's what makes the difference is it's something that's enjoyable for me. So it's
Yeah,
never really like I always say a daunting task for me to
yeah.
complete things that I enjoy doing.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Music is therapy, and yeah, it's my happy place too. And so,
Right.
yeah, no matter
That's
how
like
busy I
saying, "Oh,
get, I
you
love
eating
it.
ice cream? Is it tough eating all that big waffle cone?" No, I'm loving it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and so
Right? You like, no, 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 no. I'm loving the cone. Like I'm good.
you dropped Pandora, the project Pandora's Paradox too, as well. And so that
Right.
one too was super cool. You teased us with the single Burkas and Birkins, and that was produced by Virginia-based Beats by Boogie,
Yep.
released last month. And then you hit us with a project. Can you tell us a little bit about the single and the project and how that came to be? Another cool one.
Beats by Boogie, he's so dope. One of my producers, Fingers, introduced me to him,
Okay.
and he was like, he wanted to work with me. So I'm never opposed to working with new producers. I love working with new producers. I think it's the best thing, opposed to always trying to work with the most popular
Yeah.
producers out here. And he sent me some beats. I love them. And when you send me a decent amount of them and I love them, it was time to do an EP,
Let's get it.
You got 4 bangers, we just need maybe a couple more and let's make something happen. So that's basically where it went.
Yeah.
I love the style. I asked him that he wanted to come on and be one of my triad producers, like a regular producer,
Sweet.
up under my label. He was like, yeah. So we got to work. And Pandora Paradox is the concept basically. We already know the Pandora boxes. Once you open it, it's just a
Yep.
bunch of crap unspirals from it. So
Yeah.
my Pandora Paradox is always about music and the industry. So
Okay.
the Pandora Paradox is you think a lot of stuff about the industry. You think you know what's coming with this type of stuff. And that's the paradox. It's always controversial. It's always something different opposed to what you think you're going to get out of it. And that's where the concept came from is like this music thing is just is not what you expected. Life is not what you expect. At that time, when I was working on it, like I told you, like the day after my birthday, I wound up in the hospital
Yeah.
and I had been in there back and forth for months with heart stuff going on. So I had to have like 3 procedures within that time frame, which gave me a lot of time to reflect. And just dealing with that, I went into respiratory failure one time on the way to the hospital.
Oh,
It was just a lot. So it was a reflection on life because honestly, that time of the year is always a tough one because my mom passed a few days before
oh man, I'm sorry.
my birthday um, in 2011. And it's always tough. Like my birthday is always a bittersweet time of the year.
Yeah.
And going through the stuff, like, the things I had been going through with people, it
Yeah.
had sent me into like a depression. Like I was feeling suicidal. I was feeling like I didn't want to be here. I was crying. I was just, back in that emotional place that I go to. And I said this for the most part, me having to basically fight for my life put me wanting to not be here in perspective for the most part, it's like I'm being taken out by the ambulance. And I remember like gasping for my breath because I'm going into respiratory and I'm just crying like I don't want to die.
Right.
And that made it real. Like you sit here crying about you don't want to be here, being suicidal, feeling hopeless when you should be glad for life that you have. So that situation was really scary.
Sure.
I've never had to be in the hospital long like that or have such a serious thing happen.
Yeah.
So it definitely put my life in perspective that I'm grateful to Allah for being here, and I'm never going to take for granted
That's
the
right.
opportunities that my life, the things I have, like having my grandson and my daughter and my husband, everybody at the hospital with me and just being there. It was just really scary for
Yeah.
me. And I wasn't sure of the outcome.
Oh, right.
So once I got over it and then what made it worse at one point, after one procedure, I got out the hospital and my oldest stepdaughter had passed away. And that sent me right back again because that was just a hard pill to swallow. So again, looking at life from a different perspective, watching such a young life. She had children and she was only 38. So it's
Oh
like
my
it's
God.
crazy to see someone pass that young and all out of the blue who you've known since they were like 11.
That's right.
It's just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. I remember you talking to me yeah, a couple months ago about those just really shaky times. So I'm glad that you're on the way to recovery and just finding some
Thank
peace
you.
and yeah, finding some time to self-reflect and just enjoy life and like you said, take advantage of it, right? And I think you really been doing that, just staying busy and not taking your time on this planet for granted by just releasing and creating art and being with your family. So I love that about
Thank you. And the song Billy's Burden on Pandora
you.
Paradox, I basically talk about that. So, like I said, I just use the music to express my feelings, to vent my anger,
Yeah,
to express my love, my appreciation, like any emotion I have, basically is all in the music. So if you get a piece of music at a particular time in my life, that's
yeah,
basically gonna be the reflection of the tone of mood that I was in. And at that time, I had already started it, but I didn't get to finish it. So by the end of it, I was just super grateful to even be able to complete a project, to be here to complete a
yeah.
project.
Yeah, and so that was when I listened to the album, it was to me it spoke personal challenges, and what was interesting to me was that you found victory, but it was happening during not so good times in your life. So it was like, how do you celebrate happy things when you got loved ones and just challenges? So I thought, it was again another good storytelling album. So yeah, I mean, amazing piece of work. But yeah, I acknowledge the rough patch that you had to go through to create that piece
Right.
of music. I have to shout out my favorite track on that album was Pandora's Paradox with the New Villain.
Yes.
Yeah,
New
that was
Villain.
yeah. Where's he from?
New Villain, I think he's in Canada.
Okay.
And we have a visual coming for that. So I'm excited. I already got his part
Yeah.
of the video. So yeah, look for a visual for that. I'm actually planning on shooting that probably next week, my
Okay.
part, and then the video should be out definitely by the fall is what I'm anticipating, or
Yeah.
right in the summer. But yeah, I'm excited. New Villain, I love his energy.
Yep.
This project had a lot of features, and I wanted to feature a lot of people. I'm the villainess and a lot of stuff. So me and
Yeah.
New Villain have a dope energy with each other as far as being the villains. I told you before, I think I told you I always root for the villains and things. So
And the horror
One thing
movies,
about
the
the
villains.
villains, I feel like the villains are always justified in being angry. Somebody's always done something to trigger them to become a villain at some point. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they don't all start like that. Then
Yeah.
I have my
Yeah.
boy Squeaky O, Micah Wright.
Okay.
Then also my boy Sunya Zala
Okay.
in Trials and Tribulations, which is another song where I'm speaking on, just dealing with people and phoniness and,
Yeah.
secret competition and jealousy. I get a lot of that.
Okay.
And, you be thinking you cool with people, and next thing you
Right.
know, they mad, they blocking you. Like, what I do to you? I didn't do nothing to you. And
Yeah.
people just be mad when you just doing yourself and doing what you do,
Yeah.
and they just get triggered. I never understood that, because when I see people doing what they're doing and loving what they're doing, I'm excited for them. I'm
Right.
inspired. I'm motivated. So I never got the secret competition and jealousy thing, because we all have the ability to create and be
Yeah.
great and do what we do. So I never got the weirdo energy thing, why people act weird. I just realized that a lot of people tend to do that to me, and I just, there's nothing I could do about it. That's a personal thing, and I let it go. And that Trials and Tribulations is basically speaking on, you're gonna go through those things with people.
Yeah.
People are gonna
Sure.
set out to take you down and diss you and be on all types of bullshit with you. But at the end of the day, if you focus on that, you're losing out on valuable time to get to yourself. So I just learned I had to throw the deuces at motherfuckers. And my thing is, once I don't deal with you, I don't go checking for you. But it's, for some
Yeah.
reason,
Mhm.
people be like stalking my socials to see that they want to make things I
Bitter.
post about them. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not even studying you. Like, once I'm done with you, you dead to me. Like, you don't exist in
Yeah.
my world. I don't your music. I'm not looking to see what you're saying about me. I don't care.
Yeah.
So it's like, you could talk all you want. Only way I know that you dissing me is that somebody else heard it and came and told me.
Yeah. It's just it's funny how it works. The haters got to have something to report on. So so they always watching. And so, but I think you do a good job of pushing them to the side, because it ain't slowing you down a bit. And so you got, I mean, two other albums on deck. You got the Black Dahlia Ballads EP, second installment of your Deadly Flower series, which I love. I think that's super cool. So yeah, you
Again,
really,
I did the Call Me Billy 3 at the top of the
I
year. So that was
I
the
know.
highlight of the year, was like Call Me Billy 3 was that project. That's like the nail in the coffin for that series. And it
Yeah,
did really well.
yeah, that was a great one too. And it just that you're just not slowing down. And that track that you provided us a sneak peek of, the Withered song by Kate Darrow. I mean, Heater again, just
Oh
again,
yeah, the Black Dahlia ballads. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Which
That's
is like
definitely coming.
that's that
Yeah.
that famous murder. I hate that. I hate that one too.
Yes. I'm
Yeah, but
with Kay Darrow's project, I'm doing a more, how could I say, heartfelt
yeah,
project more. That's gonna be speaking a lot more on personal things
yeah,
and feelings and things like that. And the Dead Man's Riches project that I'm doing with Save Me
yeah,
is just definitely like a middle finger up
yeah.
project.
I love it. I
It's a
love it.
middle finger up project. Dead Man's Riches is well, Dead Man's Dossier. I'm sorry. Dead Man's Riches
That's
is one of
it.
the singles. The Dead Man's Dossier is basically like the storyline of a powerful person or a spy who's passed away, and he's left paperwork, and these are like pieces of his legacy that he left behind that's found in the suitcase or the briefcase. So that's
Okay.
what Dead Man's Dossier is basically about. So I kind of made that a movie-esque type, look, making up words, movie-esque type
I know what you
of an
meant.
album. So that's the theme of the album, and
Yeah.
everything is like funeral plot, shot, Dead Man's Riches. Everything is tied around to this dead man,
Yeah.
basically. Blockchain snatcher. He's a mogul. He was into, the blockchain, cryptocurrency, things like
Yeah.
that. So I made this little intricate story.
That's so cool. Yeah, and again, just another talented roster of producers for those two projects, Cadero and Save Me. And can you talk a little bit about each of them? Tell me where they're from, how you connected with Cadero and Save Me.
Yes. You know what? I have no idea where K Darrow is from. I'm not even gonna hold you. And I've been dealing with K
Yeah,
Darrow
I
for
feel
years.
you.
K Darrow is the homie though.
Yeah,
Because
just
all my
dope
producers are just from everywhere. But
around the
Save Me is
world.
from the UK. Um, Save Me is the youngest producer
Oh, wow.
I work with. I call that my twin. That's our symbol. Right? That's my evil twin.
I love it.
Save Me is Jamaican too.
Huh.
He's Jamaican and Scottish background.
Okay.
Save Me is about, I believe, 25
Okay.
years old, maybe going on 26. He's, like I say, he's one of the youngest. We've been working together for about 3 years now.
Okay.
And this is our, fourth project together. We had Hidden Blades, we had Hidden Daggers, we had Insidious Idols. We just dropped under ditcd.com
Yep.
Hidden Blades and Daggers exclusive project with some exclusive tracks on there. And that's our first physical drop. The Dead Man's Dossier also will be a physical drop under ditcd.com.
Okay.
And Save Me is just dope. Like, we just gel well. I met him through Free Thinker Clan,
Yep.
again through A La Prime,
Yep.
who goes by AP the Overlord now. And when we start working together, we just connected so well, and we have a dope chemistry. Like, anytime
Yeah.
we get together, we're topping the charts. People are really feeling the energy from me and Save Me. So that's why I call him. That's my evil twin. So when we lock in like this, when it comes to the grimy stuff, he just really gets what I like in the grime aspect. And
Yeah.
the fact that we both yardie makes it good too. So because
Yeah.
we add those little yardie nuances, those little yardie sound bites in there and things like that. And that's just our signature to let people know definitely about our heritage from that perspective.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait to hear the rest of these projects. And I know for every project I know about, there's probably three cooking that I don't know about. So lot of music in the works. And now I wanted to just talk to you about your work that you're doing with the magazine. Can you talk to me just a little bit about what you're up to with that, and tell everybody what magazine it is and what your role is for OG Press?
Yes, it's OG Press Magazine. Salute, salute. Salute Lee. He's the founder and editor. I'm a writer and also co-editor. I help edit the magazine as well. Content creator. So I basically try to come up with these new things. Like just recently I've come up with a culture canvas segment I'm going to be doing, which is going to different art exhibits and doing reviews and
Nice.
highlighting cultural events. The magazine is not just hip hop oriented, it's a culture magazine. I do food reviews,
Yeah.
exclusive hip hop interviews. We also feature vinyl.
Yep.
What else? Fashion. So people who have fashion lines, doesn't have to be this big brand, but it's just your brand and highlight you. Fashion is fashion, as long as there's, nothing derogatory
Yeah.
in the fashion. And we just cover everything. So I think
Yeah.
everything from the fashion, the clothes, the art is collectively the culture.
Yeah.
And it's something that I enjoy doing. We have distribution in Japan right now, so we're working on getting distribution in other places
Sure.
worldwide. I'm actually going to be going to broker some things to get us some more distribution here in the States.
Okay.
And I'm just excited. The magazine is dope. It's been a year now.
It is dope.
I've done 6 covers, and I'm proud of those 6 covers, you know. And it's just uh been a blessing. We did Great God, Willie the Kid, Pete Rock, who's doing awesome with
Yep.
his
Thurston
project with
Howell.
Common. And Pete Rock actually took the time during that project to work with me on that interview. So I always shout him out. Like, he's always a big supporter and helped to me. He helped promote the magazine when it dropped on his page. And Rocky's just always been like really helpful in that regards. Then we have Thurston Howell,
Yep.
General of the Low Lives on there. My girl China Streets. And then we have Ito. So I've had some dope issues. In the first issue, Jay Royale was on the cover, and I was in that magazine doing the interview myself. So that's how I first got introduced to the magazine.
Yep.
And since I have writing experience, you know, he was like, would I be interested? And I've been helping ever since. So, you know, I take it really personal about the brand and pushing it, because I feel like I really am one of the catalysts behind pushing and getting it to where it should be with the content creation and bringing certain people to the fold. And the editor, he's just like really easy to work with. That's the most I could say. He's very creative. He's really doing this on his own. We don't have any sponsors. We don't have any investors.
Yeah.
This is just all based off of super hard work, word
it.
of mouth, and really pushing the envelope ourselves to get this brand out here. So I appreciate you even asking about it too.
Yeah.
Give it some more shine.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you've been busy, no doubt. I've been following all the interviews, and it's just awesome to see. You know, you guys are doing this is a personal project, and like you said, just a result of hard work, sweat, and just love for the culture. And so I love you guys working just to get the word out and sharing all this cool stuff. And it's just yeah, something I'm on board with, and I love it. So I look forward to supporting the future issues and just watching you do your thing. It ain't
Yeah, and
easy.
everybody can subscribe. It's digital.
Yep.
It's a gorgeous print magazine. The print is so plush. I wish I had a copy right here with me. So I'm sorry, but it's in my little thing. I don't want to get up and go get it. But it's so plush. It's so, you know, the print is just beautiful. It's glossy pages. And it's been a while since we've had a publication of this magnitude that features hip hop artists.
Right.
And culture and everything as a whole, like vinyls and all types of hip hop oriented things that people overlook in the other magazines. It's definitely covered here. I just went to a James Brown art exhibit, and we all know we consider James Brown like one of the godfather, you know, of this thing. And it's crazy to see such dope artwork, and I consider it an honor to be able to check that and now come back and write about it. And also I'm doing an editorial on breakdancing in the Olympics. So as we come to these milestones and things like that, I feel like editorials like that are necessary to document something tangible outside of things that are just digital. So that's the thing I love about the magazine, is that it's a tangible collectible that one can have for the culture. And when you are an artist, DJ, or whatever, a platform, because I'm also going to be interviewing people like yourself who have platforms, and you rap too. So I'm going to be putting people in the magazine as well who have platforms that need to be highlighted. And I feel like that's very important to do.
Yeah. No, I love it. And I look forward to supporting in any way that I can. And it's super hilarious because I have breakdancing in the Olympics as a topic that I wanted to talk to you about too. So read my mind. Well, hey, amazing. I love it. Yeah, the magazine, y'all need to check it out. It's dope. And yeah, I look forward to the future releases. Well, hey, we talked earlier about your love for horror movies, and as much as you write, you got to be a big reader too. Is what I imagined, and that was validated to me when I saw that you had this big, large Stephen King book collection. You want to talk to us about that real quick, and how you got into Stephen
Yes,
King?
you know, Stephen King is my film influence. So it's like those books are like a major part of like just getting to know Stephen King. Like I have Anne Rice too.
Yeah,
Um, Alfred Hitchcock is another one, but Stephen King is that main influence. I think he's been the person I've seen from a child and his movies being featured. But everybody says it, everybody knows it. The books are always way better
better than the
than
film,
the
they say.
film.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
books are way better than the film. You get more insight on the characters from the books and things like that. And I'm definitely getting ready to expand my catalog because he's getting ready to drop some more new books in 2025. So I'm
oh man,
excited to collect some of those. And that wasn't even all of my collection. That
yeah,
was just a part of the I was just dusting off my books and transferring them to a different spot. So that's
okay,
not even all of the collection. I have some more that's put up that I was pulling out. So
yeah,
it's wow. I love the writing. I love the creativity that he has, and he's definitely an inspiring force behind my writing when it comes to horror
yes,
writing.
I
He's
agree.
definitely one of the people who inspires my creativity. I think he always pushes the limit. He always delivers when it comes to those scares and
Yep,
an overall good plot and story. Stephen King is gonna deliver each time. And just I mean, look at the amounts of work that he has put out over the decades. So he has such longevity as
yeah,
well in this
sure.
horror thing. And man, like I said, that's just an idol of mine. Him and Alfred Hitchcock are the main horror idols that I have as far as it comes to my writing.
Yeah, yeah, I could tell that he's a major influence. And so to me, it's always cool to see who influenced that person that I'm really into. So for me, as a fan of Indigo Phoenix, I'm always interested who inspired her, and then when you figure it out, you're like, the horror movies for sure. So yeah, it's really cool to me to see how people are shaped in becoming who they are today. So that I thought was a cool
Right. And
insight
as
that you
far
shared.
as my quirky side, it's really Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison was the
Yeah.
person
Okay.
who let me realize that you can take your poetry and make it into music. And once I realized I can translate the poems I was writing into raps and
Yeah.
songs, then that's my main influence who really made me aware. Look, go ahead and do it. Don't worry
Yeah.
about what other people think.
Yeah.
And outside of all the crazy other stuff he was doing, it was mainly his creativity that was
Yeah.
the influence behind me. Just, hey, be weird and do what you do, and don't
Yeah.
worry about what anybody has to say. So
Yeah.
he's definitely the inspiration for my just absolute quirkiness.
Super cool. And I could see that as well. So yeah, I just I love that. And so and you mentioned during a couple minutes ago the importance of platforms and just communicating and spreading the message. And so I saw that you were a big user of IG threads. How do you like it so far? Are you digging it or nah? Like what do you think about it?
It's okay. I mean, any forum to be able to communicate, and I don't feel like it's a place to promote music
Okay.
for the most part. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a good place just to communicate and express feelings and thoughts,
Okay.
for the most part. Not really designed to for the music aspect, but it's a good place to learn about different things,
Yeah.
connect with people. And yeah, I've been using it just,
Okay.
hoping to just express myself because sometimes you express yourself on Instagram, and people get mad. People be having the audacity to be trying to tell you what you can and can't post. And
Right. Yeah,
it's like,
I
these are
know.
my thoughts. These are
Yeah.
my feelings. Like, how the
Yeah.
fuck are you telling me
Yeah.
what I
Back
can and can't
off.
post on my page?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
But
so I was just
recently, I've
curious.
been getting good feedback on memes and threads. Before, people would be so triggered
Yeah,
by memes and quotes and stuff. And I'm like, how are you so triggered? This world is just super sensitive. It's more sensitive than it should be.
sure.
Um, but it's like I'm not editing myself to accommodate
Yeah.
meager mindsets or
Your
people who are super
sensitivities.
fragile. So just unfollow me.
Right, right. Hit that button. And yeah, and I thought I'd ask you. I just saw, first one. I know you're very good at social media, and you definitely are very consistent, and you got great quality posts. So I was just curious. I saw you starting using threads, and
Thank
and
you.
I
Yeah,
see people starting to use
definitely
it. So I was
use
just
it
curious.
more. And sometimes you get a lot of people. I like to at least try to inspire people or let people
Yeah,
know that you're not alone in things that you're experiencing. And
yeah,
when I post something, it's not for the gloom and doom or just to be
right,
posting. It's just, people go through stuff. Some days I'm not my best. Some days I'm not happy. Some days I'm happy. Some days
right,
I'm mad as hell. Some days I'm good. Like, but the whole thing is people like to put on a fake persona like life is just hunky dory all the time on
that's
social
right.
media. And I'm just not one of those people that's gonna try to act like I have everything together and
Like
life
it's
is
all
grand
good.
all the time. Whenever I feel a way, I'm gonna express it how I want to. And 9 times out of 10, like until I do these interviews, nobody really knows what's going on in my life. I don't
Yeah,
post my life on my social media. Nobody knew I was in the hospital. Nobody knew I was sick. I
right.
just certain things I post. I'm very private about certain things, and other
Yeah,
things I'm more candid about. But my personal life, my family, things like that, I keep private. I have
yeah,
a husband. I have a child, a grandson. You don't see them because I don't post them because people
right.
are just cruel and they do crazy things. You know what I'm saying? So for the
Yeah,
most part, I keep those aspects of my life private.
yeah. No, indeed. There's always a right time to share things or not share things. So yeah, you're absolutely right. So
Right. And I think that's what people have to use more discernment on
that's
social
right.
media. When you learn how to use discernment and know just what to post and just what to do and just how to interact with people, then you've
Yeah,
mastered the art form of it. And when you get thick skin and you realize everybody is not gonna like you or rock with you. I'm the queen of knowing that. So,
yeah,
I have very thick skin. So I don't get triggered when people don't like my stuff or they don't
yeah.
engage or interact with me because, everybody don't have good taste.
Yep.
So they're not gonna like me. Everybody don't have good taste.
Yep. Hey, you gotta let the haters report. So that's the that's it. No, you're right. But I love it though. You keep it positive on social media and you're fun. And that's all I want to see. I want to like you. I enjoy seeing people win. And I feel like there are a lot of seats at the lunch table. Everybody can eat. And so why, pit up against each other? It's
Oh
fun.
my God. It's so sad to
Yeah,
see. And it's comparison is the thief of joy.
that's right.
And that's the big thing I go on. And I feel like so many people like to compare how many projects other people have going or what they got going on
Yeah.
to what another person is doing. And you shouldn't do that. Like, I
No.
think that's where the problem comes in at. It's like, why are you comparing yourself to another person? That person may have more resources, started longer than you, just work harder, work longer, have the ability to do more than you.
Right.
And I always tell people that this is my whole career. This is what I do. Some people have to go to a 9 to 5 and work and they come home and they tired, so they can't put out as much content as they would like to. So don't ever sit and compare yourself to another person or what
Yeah.
that person is doing. just hold yourself to a standard of what you're capable of doing and stop trying to take other people down. I feel like there'd be so many plots for people in secret competition is
Yeah,
the biggest downfall of a lot of people. Like you're
sure.
secretly competing just because you losing and then you start punching the air. Now you mad at somebody who hasn't even done anything to you for their success and accomplishments,
Right.
but you just really being petty for
Yeah.
no reason.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And so, yeah, I just, I keep it, man. If you fuck with me, I fuck with you. And I keep cheering folks on. But, if you give me a headache, forget about it, right? I can put you to the side real quick.
Right.
Yeah, thank you again for just all the insight. And so just always fun to catch up with you and talk
Yes.
about all the things that you're up to. And hey, like I said, I'm always cheering you on.
Thank
But
you.
I always like closing the interview with something fun. And you actually mentioned it already. And so again, I wanted to talk to you about your thoughts on breakdancing in the Olympics. Isn't that cool? I'm so
It's
excited.
so dope. Like I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. The editor has been sending me a lot of news pieces on it.
Yeah.
I think the last one he sent me last night said that there's going to be 16 men and 16 women competing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be based off of style and
Yeah. I need
charisma and just techniques, and
I need to
I'm
see it.
excited to see it. Like I think that's a big step for the culture.
Yeah.
For something I remember living on Eastern Parkway in New York, and on the parkway, the guys would put cardboard
Yeah.
boxes on the parkway and just start breakdancing. And I remember being a little girl looking at them from my stoop, watching them
Yeah.
dance. Like, okay, like that's so dope. So now for that to be something in the Olympics and something
I know.
that I remember the
Crazy.
creation of is just dope to see. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I think it's major. I mean, hip hop culture, black culture now on the international stage. Just it's got to be amazing to see. And I'm a longtime hip hop fan and a fan of the culture, and so that's what I grew up to. And I just I it was I loved it, and I'm very excited to see it, and I'm glad that it
I'm
was
very
incorporated.
excited, and I'm wondering what countries are. I know Japan for sure
Ooh, yeah,
is gonna be in there.
I heard Korea got a team. Team USA has a team of four, two females, two males. And I
Right.
was following two of the females before I found out they made it on the USA team. So just really exciting. I'm gonna have to find a way to watch it. But I just kind of been on my Olympic fix. Just I got the TV
Right.
on, just letting
Right.
it play. Oh, and I want to see the girls gymnastic team kick ass after that crazy comment that was made about the team. So I'm cheering this team on. Yeah.
I've been watching some footage of Simone, so she's been
Yep.
doing good.
Woo!
Simone Biles, so she's been killing it.
Yeah, I just saw one that she nailed. It's like, oh, crazy landing. And so, yeah, just all them Jordan, Sunisa, and just I think they're a team of five. But yeah,
And
I
then
look
watching
forward
Snoop Dogg crip walking with the torch is just crazy. So it's like,
to. That's it. So just super cool. My childhood, through him, just watching him do those things, just living his best life. That's super fun. Good on Snoop
right.
Dogg.
So I'm excited to actually, like I said, do my research on it, get everybody's names, be able
Yep.
to, report thoroughly on it, how it works, the scorings, all of that stuff. So it's definitely exciting. I'm working on it for this next issue
Woo.
that's coming up. And I'm excited for that. I got the James Brown art exhibit thing that's going to be in there as well.
Nice.
Some really dope artists did some artwork off of James Brown lyrics. So most of the art is influenced by James Brown lyrics. So you'll see
Yeah.
the lyrical influences in the art pieces, and I'm excited. So
Yeah.
again, culture canvas segment I have in there is going to just be covering culture. Canvas is going to be covering vinyl, graffiti, you name it. It's going to cover those things. But I feel like art is something I wanted to be an art curator. But my mother was like, no, that's not gonna be a good career. I really wanted to be an art curator. So
Super cool.
now I get to kind of go to these exhibits now. I'll be
Yeah.
attending like 3 or 4 art shows for art
Nice.
exhibitions coming up, and I'm just going to be writing about it. And I feel like it's important to cover art. Art is something that brings me so much joy as well. I
Yeah.
love the creativity of it. I love looking at the expression through the artists. It just translates so well visually, and
Yeah.
with me learning how to create my little different art, I realized that there's so much that goes behind the thoughts of putting in, the actual talent of painting and
Yeah.
photography and sculpting. And I definitely feel those people deserve to be highlighted.
Yeah. Indeed. And I look forward to it, and I love everything that you do. So I really just
Thanks.
again, I'm very thankful for the time that you give me anytime to just talk about your work, what you've been up to, and just the culture in general. And I'm glad it's been a while now since we've been talking. So it's been an honor to be your friend too as well, and just being able,
Yes.
yeah, being
And we
able to
got
talk.
some music coming together, y'all. So yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm finally getting down to the wire of recording
Yeah,
everything, getting out there, and then I'm putting him on one of my albums. So
I love it.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and I love it. Just when we're in the mood to talk shit, or I'm always saying something about the food you're making. I love it. I just value the friendship that we had. So, thank you again for
Right.
just making time to come speak on my platform. Are there any final words that you wanna say before we close this amazing session out?
Oh my God. First and foremost, thank you for always being that person that, always keeps me uplifted, checks on me, really supports me and my brand and my music. I can't thank you enough for
Yeah,
being, a solid supporter. And like I said again, I just want to give praise to Allah, the Most High, for, granting me the ability to be here, to do what I do for my family, for everything, for my health, my creativity. I thank Allah, Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah. So, yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
100%. Well, hey, we ride with Indigo Phoenix, and so again, sitting here cheering from the stands, and I can't wait till you release your next project. Thank you so much.
Thank you.